start our local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in the San Gabriel Valley, and today we are speaking with a pioneer in this region. His name is David Lau. He served 21 years in elective office in the San Gabriel Valley. He was elected to the Garvey School Board, the first Asian American male. He was elected to the Monterey Park City Council, the second Asian American male. There's no question that when you got involved in politics, you were part of a new generation of Asian American leaders in this region. Take us back to the early 1990s when you decided to get involved in politics.
Yes, great.
Please.
Well, I think I really learned a lot, be able to have the opportunity to serve the community, pay back the community. I was born and raised in Hong Kong. I came here as a foreign student, and I got BS MBA in business administration and then management, and then I worked for major corporations like American Express, credit card, Kaiser Permanente.
But let me ask you, your experience in Hong Kong, at the time presumably democratic, it was still under British rule, I presume?
Yes.
How did that inform your desire, your decision to become active in American politics?
I never thought about that.
Never?
Never, no. Not it wasn't in my dreams,
So how did this happen?
Okay, very interesting. When I came here, I went to school, got my bachelor, my master, and came to Los Angeles. And then I was very involved with the community when I served as a management position, supervisor manager for American Express, and then later on for Kaiser Permanente. So a lot of time they asked me to represent Kaiser to different organizations.
So obviously you understood your community, you knew your community,
you betcha.
But it's another conversation to then put yourself out there when not a lot of Asian Americans in this region had. I mean, basically, you were preceded on the Garvey School District Board by Judy Chu. She was the first Asian American elected. We know she's now moved on to the United States Congress. But you were right there in the early days of Asian American activism in this region. That couldn't have been, easy. It's not as if this region was seething with discrimination, but still.
Exactly, you're right. Actually, I think in a way I broke the glass ceiling.
You did?
As an immigrant.
As an immigrant and as a Asian American male, you're the first.
Foreign-born American, and I think I was able to remove the hurdles and run, and it wasn't easy. And I learned a lot. But the fact that I've been elected, 3 times school board, 3 times city council, that says a lot.
And I think about some of the younger Asian American elected officials of Chinese descent today in this region. There's Jason Pu of San Gabriel. There is Hans Leong of Monterey Park. Thomas Wong, who's on the school board in your region. I mean, Asian Americans are really starting. Tony Wu in West Covina.
Correct.
I mean, there's no question that Asian Americans can run successfully in the San Gabriel Valley and win.
You're correct.
And win in cities that don't necessarily have large Asian American populations. West Covina,
Yeah, right.
It's not Monterey Park.
The Asian population is not a majority.
Right.
So in spite of that, I think initially most Asian people were selected to be school board. As opposed to city council. But now it's different.
Interesting, right?
It's all in different level.
It almost plays into the stereotype.
Right? They think that, right? You know what I'm saying? Initially. But now, no longer. Water board, city council, state assembly, senator, congress member, right?
And let's talk about California. Sometimes we forget, but there are 2 folks of Chinese descent that are statewide officials.
Correct.
We have John Chung.
John Chung, the highest ranking
he's the treasurer.
Asian American.
We have Betty Yee. She's the controller. Fiona Ma. She's on the Board of Equalization, 1/4 of the state.
Northern California.
Yeah, Asian Americans have been very successful in California politics, both Northern and Southern California. To win statewide. And look, John Chung, he's rumored to be a leading candidate for governor.
You're right. You're correct. And he's a great consensus builder. He got the support only from Chinese or from Asian,
right?
From the mainstream too. And he has a proven record. The key thing is that you have done a lot for the people in the community, for the state or whatever, in order to be, to be recognized by the party.
If I can, I want to ask you about Asian American political affiliations and alliances. Obviously, you run as a nonpartisan for these offices.
For local, yes.
It's all nonpartisan.
Regardless of what party you belong to.
What's interesting is that as of late, Asian Americans are trending more Democratic than Republican. Although it depends which Asian American groups that you look at.
Correct.
What's your sense, if at all? Do you have a sense of that, Asian American political preferences?
Well, I tell you, surprise to you, some Asians are Republican.
Oh, of course,
because they, the businessmen, they
also the experience in China. Those that have lived through communism can often decide to affiliate with a party that's perceived as more strongly anti-communist, which would be the Republicans.
Yeah. But you choose them more, like in Southern California.
Right.
You're correct in pointing out that more Asian, more Chinese American elected officials tend to be Democrat
Let
Party.
me ask you, you were so compelled by your work that you were one of the founders of the Chinese American Elected Officials Association, which I know well. What made you decide to do this?
I was also a two-time former president.
But the founder, I mean,
one of the founders,
thank you, Mr. President, to be the founder, I mean, that says a lot.
Because way back, actually, there are 5 founders: Judy Chu,
of course,
Paul Z, the former mayor of South Pasadena, and then another Sophie Wong, and then also another guy, I forgot. So anyway, we discussed way back informally in Monterey Park. Informally, we talk about with our charter. That's how we started. And then later on, we will form it more formally. So, but we feel that there's a need to unite and to also to form an alliance.
Is there still a need? If you consider,
you bet you.
Because look, Asian Americans are getting elected everywhere.
Doesn't matter, because unity is strength. In addition, the purpose of the CEO is not only to promote, the incumbents, also to nurture
and
the new ones.
Let's talk about the nurturing. I know that you are seen as a mentor by many in this region. What would you tell a young man or woman of Asian American descent, or any descent, if they are interested in running for political office?
Well, number one, I think a lot of people approach me and say, hey, what's your advice? How do you start? I would say, number one, you have to really prepare yourself by getting involved in the community, by joining some, service club, from joining some to be volunteers, and then also work for the government, local governments, committees or commissions, and then also be known, by the community people, community leaders, and the elected officials. They know you. You got to make yourself known, And then you got to attend the meetings. Whatever meeting, If it's city council meeting.
If you're going to run for city council,
you
go
got
to the
know the
council,
issue, Then they see your face, and then also contribute, and then get involved so they know who you are, and then later on it's just planting a seed, So you got to spend time and pay your dues. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So you got to prepare yourself, and you got to be patient. So you got to know the issues involved. So later on you can build a platform, So you know what you're talking about.
His name is David Lau. He is a pioneer in the Asian American community, really in all of San Gabriel Valley. And I want to thank you so much for joining us. We're in the San Gabriel Valley today. My name is Pomerance. This is Charter Local Edition.